Hello everybody, Flamin' Shark back with another video, and today we are finishing the FTEs for Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. Oh my god. Okay. Come on, controller. Let's chill today, okay? Like, let's just be happy. It's very simple. We got Kazuichi, we got Mikan, and we got the Imposter Byakuya. So, we're gonna go in that order. We're gonna do Kazuichi, then we're gonna do Mikan, and then we're going to do the Ultimate Imposter. We have all of their FTs besides the, meeting them, of course, at the beginning of the game. So, we got a lot to learn about these characters. Kazuichi, of course, made it the whole game. Mikan got executed in the mid-game, and she was, obviously, she was like the biggest tease towards them being the remnants of despair prior to us learning that later. And of course, the imposter, who we thought might or might not have, well, we thought was Byakuya, later on learned was not Byakuya. Those are going to be really interesting, because they're either going to be Byakuya, and if they're Byakuya, that's super interesting, or they're going to be Ultimate Imposter, which will be super interesting, or they'll start as Byakuya, and maybe near the end we'll learn about this something up to the level of what we learned in the beginning, what we learned in the game regarding him in the main game. So yeah, it's very simple. We just have 3 characters to fully do, and that's what this video is going to be about. And then after that, we're going to basically sign off for Danganronpa 2. Hey, 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 hey! And we're also about to meet our timeline. I think this is like the last day before our sauce, we run out of time. Alright. Yeah, not... Like I said, never going deep into the train stuff. It's just not worth the hassle, but the FTs I feel like are worth doing just because it's such a big thing. I mean, I'd do these off screen if I didn't, but man, I'm a little bored. You bored too? Let's think about how we can kill time. That was not the voice I did for Kazuichi. But yeah, they killed some time thinking about how to kill time. Very nice. I guess that's one way to grow closer with someone. Very relatable at the very least. Oh yeah, I forgot to pull out my thing, my list. I know I have some things that he would like, though, down... He would probably like these. Yeah. You went to all that trouble just to bring me something amazing! Hajime, you're seriously a nice guy. I'm a little touched, really. Seriously, thanks, man.
Man.
Why did this happen? We're on a tropical island, surrounded by a blue sea, There's plenty of ladies here, too. So why'd I have to be involved in all this killing nonsense? Although Kazuichi's intentions are probably not pure, I agree with what he's saying. If this was a normal school trip, it would have been really fun. Man, here I thought I was finally gonna go on a school trip for the very first time. First time? Didn't you go on one during middle school? I was supposed to, but I ditched it. I, faked being sick and stayed home. Well, I had a lot of reasons, but my family is really poor. My classmates were pretty much a bunch of boring turds, so I was like, who cares if I don't go to school?
Well...
But my old man found out later and beat the crap out of me. Well, obviously a parent would be mad about that. But I sometimes got yelled at for ditching school events during elementary and middle school, too.
Hey.
My damn old man. He knew better than anyone that we didn't have any money. We run a bike shop at my place, but it's seriously hard to sell bicycles these days. The only customers we get now just need a flat tire fixed or air pumped. But yeah, despite that, I'm the genius mechanic of my family. I can take a look if a bike or car needs fixing, and I can fix anything from kids' toys to household appliances. Wow, that's pretty amazing.
Of course.
Well, I've been surrounded by junk and tools ever since I was born. I literally really should check these voices before I do this, but I'm so out of practice with a lot of these characters. So I just have a habit of taking these things apart and putting them back together. I see, so that's the environment the ultimate mechanic was raised in.
Hey.
My old man is just hopeless, though, so I'm always the one who's helping out at the shop. In fact, to tell you the truth, I was really excited when we first arrived at this island. Everyone here has pretty colorful personalities, but they all seem like interesting people. I was really looking forward to enjoying my youthful days here, till all this crap happened. Damn it, it's my dream, you know? I always wanted to go on a trip with my friends and stuff. Makes sense. Very wholesome, honestly. Oh wait, we're not close enough yet to call each other friends, huh? I don't know when people suddenly decide they're friends or not. Since we seem to have the same goal, maybe we can at least call each other comrades? Comrades, huh? This sounds pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to working with you, comrade. Kazuichi extended his hand and I gripped it. I tried to let go, but for some reason, Kazuichi was glaring at me and... So, Hajime, who are you aiming for? Yo! What are you talking about?
You know, right?
Isn't it obvious? I'm talking about the ladies, man. Depending on your answer, the alarm clock in your room may be modified into a time bomb. If you have time to make something like that, you should spend it actually being productive. Like, what the fuck? It's pretty amazing he's able to think about that kind of stuff at a time like this. But despite his looks, Kazuichi seems like a pretty normal guy. I learned a little bit about Kazuichi today. Oh, we didn't actually have to answer his question about who we want to, like, go after. Oh, man. I mean, obviously the correct answer to Kazuichi would obviously be Sonia. And by that I mean, if you want to die, and we are on an island of death, so... Makes sense, right? This should be the final day. So what happens?
I shall engulf this world.
Okay, Gundam's hyped. So I guess we have one more... Spirit bomb, nice. It was 40 days, right? Gundam's gonna do the demon sleep. And off we go. Yeah, look at that demon sleep. Hey, 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 hey! Alright, so we still get to meet with Kazuichi before the end game, or it's more than 40 days and I'm just crazy. Alrighty. Yep. And now let's find some gifts that he likes. Oh, I actually have 2 coconut juices, and these are Hiyoko or Kazuichi, so badass.
That's right.
Oh, that's it. I was just thinking about how I wanted that. Woo! Right on, Hajime. You're a man who knows the difference.
Man.
Ah, jeez. Why aren't there any vehicles with engines on this damn island? Probably specifically because of you, Kazuichi. This rate, I'll take anything. A go-kart, RC toys, a baby carriage. Just let me tinker with something. Baby carriages don't have engines.
Aw, man.
There's nothing I can't disassemble, so I took apart the alarm clock inside my room. When I did that, I couldn't put it back together. Oh, So there are times when even the ultimate mechanic can't fix something? Of course, that sort of thing happens to me all the time. One time I was tinkering around without thinking, and before I realized it, I made some kind of car thing. For some reasons, the things I fix always end up being some kind of vehicle. I don't understand that at all. Maybe there's you could argue that there might be a deeper reason for that, psychologically speaking. I don't mind messing around with the frame or connecting the electrical equipment. Guys definitely need something with a rumble and some bam, bam, bam. Yeah, Hajime, you know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I really want right now? A soda, but an engine, obviously. You're talking about an engine, right? That's what you want to mess around with.
Of course.
That's right, that's exactly it. Disassemble, reassemble, see how it goes. Disassemble, reassemble, see how it goes. Okay. Freaking Gundam over here quoting Full Metal, and Kazuichi literally wants to be Full Metal. Doing that over and over gets my brain moving. I really miss the smell of oil. You're right, I haven't really smelled anything like that since we came to this island. Even if there was a car here, you couldn't drive it since you don't have a driver's license, right?
How annoying.
No way I'd do something annoying like that. I just get motion sickness anyways. I just really like the feel of an engine running. I like all kinds of machines, but vehicles are definitely the best of the best. After all, they look so awesome.
Oh!
Man, I really want to go home soon and start working on my bike again. Oh, you're even making a bike, huh?
Awesome!
My dream machine is seriously awesome, you know? According to my calculations, it has a top speed of 585 miles per hour. Man, I really miss tinkering with that thing. Oh, but it obviously wouldn't be street legal, and since I get motion sickness, I can't ride it anyway. What's the use of making a ride that you can't even use? I don't understand that at all. I feel like you're saying I don't understand that at all a lot, Hajime. That might really just tell the story here. This is the final day though, right? Oh, maybe not? I guess not. Maybe it's... Huh. I thought we had 40 days, but I guess not.
What?
Robo Rabbit, huh?
Amazing.
A new morning. A morning filled with hope. Look at Nagito go. Hey, 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 hey! Oh, you know exactly who I'm spending time with, game. The Soda Man! Let's do it. Let's see what we got in store for us this time. Yeah, we know. Killing time with Kazuichi, thinking about killing time. And now, let's give him some more coconut juice, and then I'll have to find something else to give him. Can I seriously have this? I feel bad, but thanks. Hey, Hajime, do you have a dream for the future or something? I've never really thought about it. Maybe I've forgotten what it was. How about you? Do you have one?
Huh?
Well, you know, sort of, since I'm a mechanic. There's not much a guy like me can do besides tinker with machines. So if I'm gonna reach for the stars, then that's the only one for me. Do you mean an F1 racer?
That's obviously wrong.
Hell no, something bigger and faster. Well, reach for the stars, duh. Oh, never mind, don't even think about it. You just laugh, you'll definitely laugh at me.
I already know.
See, I told you, your face is totally giving it away. I'm making a face? Ah, don't you get it?
Hey.
I mean, if I'm talking about the best machine, then I'm obviously talking about that. rocket, obviously. Just don't even think about it. Forget about it already. Does he want me to guess or not? The thing Kazuichi probably wants to talk about is... Could it be a rocket ship? Laugh all you want, I don't care. Why would I laugh? That sounds amazing.
You serious?
I see. I see. And now he's just got ramped up. He's like, oh yeah, let's go. Don't you think rockets are amazing? They're the biggest and the fastest. They're at the very top of the vehicle food chain. Yeah, sure.
Hey,
But still, it's just one thing I'm worried about. No matter how hard I work to make such an awesome machine, there's no way I can give a girl a ride in one. Yeah, if you get motion sickness in a car, you'd have a really bad time inside a rocket. But a fantasy like that is very you, I guess. If you ever overcome your motion sickness, I could totally imagine you riding a motorcycle with a girl. You probably hang out with a bunch of delinquents and get in all kinds of trouble, too. So you think so, too? I mean, it's normal to think like that. Kazuichi, did something happen all of a sudden?
man.
It's nothing. I just remembered something I needed to do, so... later. For some reason, Kazuichi abruptly walked away. Interesting. Come on, controller. There we go. I don't really know why his attitude changed. I'm not really having issues with my controller, so that's cool. While still holding on to some hazy thoughts, I decided to go back. Of course, after this, I don't know the next time I'm going to be using this controller, because I'm not going to, yeah, I won't be using this controller probably for a while, as far as for a Let's Play. Because,
Everyone!
I don't need it for Ace Attorney when I do that, or at least Ace Attorney 6. I don't know about Great Ace Attorney when I get to that. And then, yeah, I mean, like, when I do more Danganronpa stuff, that'll... Okay, what the fuck? Okay, that was weird. Potentially. Yeah, we know. Sure. Okay, now let's find him something that he would want. Okay, struggling to find things that he wants. I gotta go down pretty far here. Yes, he likes the men's manma.
That's right.
That was actually him in Byakuya, but I believe it's the Ron move for Byakuya. I have 5 of those, so I could just blitz through him with that. I don't need to worry. So I just need to find, like, 1 or 2 more things for Kazuichi.
Damn it.
Somehow I'm already losing confidence in myself. Well, it's not like I had any confidence to begin with. Damn it, why did this have to happen? I want to go home already. Kazuichi seems pretty depressed, both physically and mentally. Get a hold of yourself. I'm sure there must be some way. Come on, you know what they... I assume it's, you know what they say. Where there's a will, there's a way, right? Hajime?
Are we screwed?
Isn't that kinda lame? It's your fault for complaining. Well, that's true. Sorry. Alright, let's get pumped up and look for a way to escape. He sure recovers quickly. But still, all the machines here that have engines like airplanes and ships, they're no good. We might as well put pedals on the ship and pedal boat off this island. We could even make it swan-shaped, too. What do you mean, might as well? That reminds me, I would get yelled at a lot for modifying various things at school or at home. My greatest invention was attaching an engine to the machine that draws the chalk lines on the soccer field. Oh, that sounds really funny.
Well...
But it escaped through the school entrance at full speed without curving or stopping. Obviously, you'd be yelled at for that. Hey, Hajime, if by chance... What if it's impossible? That Monokuma's bastard's rule is that only one person is able to escape. That rule doesn't matter. We will never kill someone. It's that simple, right? That's true, but can you really believe that nobody here will ever betray us? If you start doubting now, you'll never stop. They want you to feel like this. Well, obviously, but...
You know, right?
Humans are creatures that betray each other, you know? If they aren't, then... Kazuichi, what does that mean? Sorry, let me think about it alone. Just saying that, Kazuichi briskly walked away. I understand why he's worried, but I feel like he's worried about something else. But I guess for now, I should just wait until Kazuichi feels comfortable talking to me about it. Interesting. Yeah, it seems like we're kind of building on this thing with Kazuichi that's pretty interesting, so... Very interesting, actually. Yep, we keep killing time with Kazuichi, you know how it is. Alright, oh, we actually do have chocolate chip jerky out. That's cool. Alright, so we're out of the kiss note as well. He liked that as well. Let's see. We're out of the 2.5D headphones. Don't have that. Ah, he likes the Razor Ramon HG. He likes that, He likes that faux. Interesting group of people who like that, actually.
That's right.
Nice. You know it, bro.
Well...
Hajime, about that thing from before.
For now.
Hey, let's go somewhere else. After he said that, Kazuichi walked away by himself. I ran after Kazuichi until I arrived at the beach. Alright. I wasn't sure if I had one more after this or not, but it looks like this is the final one, since we are going to the beach. Woo! What are you doing?
Shut up! Shut up!
Can't you see? I'm breathing deeply.
You...
I gotta prepare myself for lots of reasons, you know? Is he about to ask us out? Alright, I'm ready. Come at me, bro. He is asking us out. Come at me, bro. Come. No, hold on. I don't really understand what's going on at all. Why are you taking off my pants?
Hey, hey, hey!
Dumbass, isn't it obvious? There's only one thing for two men to do when they come to the beach. No, my God, what the hell? What? What can two men do at the beach? I see. This is a date, huh?
That's right.
Two people having fun at the beach will eventually get close to each other and then...
Hey!
Wait, you and me? What'll happen if I dream about that tonight? I just wanted to lighten the mood a little. I mean, I guess you could fist fight. I know. Hit on girls, right?
That's right!
Oh, it's actually fist fight. Wow, okay. That's such an open tropical beach. You can run full steam ahead towards all the older ladies.
That's obviously wrong!
Wait, what the hell? There are no older ladies here in the first place. You're so funny. Wow, it really is fist fight. I figured it was just hit on girls. Are you talking about a fist fight? Not exactly. You're gonna punch yourself. Excuse me, what now?
You...
If you don't, my mind won't be settled. It's like I feel lost or something. You believe in me, but I can't believe in you at all. It's like I betrayed you or something. Wow, that's actually really interesting. Kazuichi. Hey, to be honest, I'm wearing contacts. That would explain the pink eyes, yeah? What is this now? It's not like my hair is this color because I wanted it to look like this. I wasn't really sure what I wanted, so I just tried a few things and it ended up like this. I was always a weak, cowardly kid. All I ever did was study and tinker with machines. So, I always believed that everyone who talked to me was a nice person. So even if I was betrayed or lied to, I always believed they had a good reason for it. That's what I always believed, all because I was too scared to admit it. Kazuichi, I know, is a confident, happy-go-lucky guy who gets a little carried away sometimes. I don't know if confident's the right word, but the rest of it's true, I would say, for the most part. But maybe he's just pretending to be like that. When I was in middle school, there was this guy I thought was my best friend. We always did everything together, and I could talk to him about anything. But one time, I let him cheat up my test because he begged me for help. But we got caught. Till the very end, he insisted that I was the one who willingly gave him the answers. But as long as he didn't get punished, I really didn't mind sharing my answers with him at all.
Man.
Ever since that happened, he kept avoiding me. Wonder why. It's not like I really cared. Maybe he felt guilty? He probably couldn't stand it.
Maybe...
Yeah, now that I'm older, I feel like I understand him a little. At the time, I was fed up with everything. So I decided to get rid of it all of it, including my looks. And when that happened, everyone who used to hang out around me started keeping their distance. And punk asses started getting closer to me instead. Since then, I haven't needed to believe in anyone, and I haven't been betrayed. It was really easy. You'd be surprised how much changes when you change your appearance, it's true. Hot girls kept coming on to me too. To tell you the truth, that scared me a little. Kazuichi, I never felt betrayed by you. I mean, you always believed in me, didn't you? Well, after hearing your reasons, I think it's fine. So how about this? If you ever betray us and make us sad, I'll punch you as hard as I can, got it? He's like, I don't know about that.
Huh?
But bring it on. I'll make you eat those words. Totally not a coward. Thanks. Because of you, I understand now. What I really hated all along wasn't being betrayed. I hated myself for being too weak to believe in others. Damn, that's really deep shit, honestly. I think this was a solid FTE that was very thematic to his character and very fitting for who... Yeah, I mean, I like these FTs for Kazuichi quite a bit.
Whatever happens, I'll believe in you. That's what being friends is all about.
Pretty much.
Let's definitely get out of here. All of us.
Good shit. Yeah, definitely. Kazuichi offered his hand and I gripped it firmly. Firmly grasp it! This time, I felt a strong, definite bond forming between Kazuichi and me. And I... But it'll be different if you act suspicious. Even if you're my friend, I'll doubt you if you're suspicious. Wow. Got him. Grease monkeying around. Okay. Craftwork. Nice. Yeah? Alright. Just staring at the sea with Kazuichi and talking about different things, I parted ways with him and returned to my cottage. Wow, that timing! Holy shit, that's kind of creepy, given we're literally about to go to, we're about to move on to our penultimate FTEs, which happen to be Mikan. Let's watch Demon Mikan over here. Look at her go. There she is. Okay. So, we are done with Kazuichi Soda's FTEs. So let's pull him up. He likes his sugar. Yeah, he likes his sugar. But we learned about... We kind of knew a little bit, but... Yeah, he gets motion sickness, so he doesn't actually ride his shit. His dream's to build a rocket ship. And yeah, that was the comment. So that was the thing when we mentioned them riding a motorcycle. That was the comment on his looks, and that led into the whole thing about, you know, his believing and betraying, and his whole thing about his best friend, and that's the whole thing. Always believe in him no matter what. That's an interesting ability, actually. But yeah, very interesting FTEs, and I think they do encompass the character of Kazuichi Soda and who he really is, and I think they're very fitting to what we know about him and the way he acted throughout the game, and I feel like his FTEs were very consistent to his character, and I feel like he had a very consistent character in general that just made a lot of sense and was understandable and relatable, and hopelessly in love with a certain Miss Nevermind, which, I mean, hard to deny. I definitely see why, but it certainly was a really cool situation going over his FTEs and learning a little bit more about his character, the final of the FTEs of the characters that survived the entire game. Of course, you know, that in of itself is debatable given the ending we had, and we'll see what happens, if anything, with those characters down the line. I'll be very interested to see what they do with that whole situation in the future. Potentially. I don't know. We'll see. God only knows what they're going to do, to be completely honest. But I'm really excited for more FTs, and we still have 2 more to go. And next up is Mikan Sumiki, who loves bathroom smells and alcohol, dislikes oversized things. She would have had a very mixed feelings about Junko's giant titties at the end of the game, I imagine. Alright, it's Mikan time. What's going to happen to us now? I'm extremely worried, but I never thought it'd be so calming to have someone next to me. I spent time today relaxing at the park with Mikan. Looks like Mikan and I grew a little closer. And yes, let's give her a present. Oh, yes, of course. Of course, I totally forgot. Yes, the gag ball I'm giving to her, but I only have one of those. I gotta save that for last. That's gotta be saved for last. Just looking for things that I can give her at the moment. Just going through my list here. I'm pretty far down, actually, on the thing, but I'm down, well, I'm where we are, basically. Yeah, basically, oh, yeah, I got the Bojobo dolls, because basically everyone likes them. Including Mikan and Byakuya, for that matter, so that works out, but I have the others. Is it really okay for me to receive such a wonderful item?
Yeah.
Other than dying, I could pretty much do anything. Please order me around whenever you want. Girl. I mean, honestly, I'd probably take you up on that offer, let's be real. Despite the fact that we decided to hang out, Mikan is acting suspicious and hasn't tried to look at me at all. Somehow, I feel like I did something bad to her, even though I know I didn't do anything. It kind of reminds me of when we first met.
I'm sorry.
What's this all of a sudden?
Oh.
I thought you clearly looked like you were in a bad mood. Did I do something wrong again? What should I do? Would it make you happier if I took my clothes off? Hold on, why are you reacting like that? You're right, you don't want to see me naked, right? Then how about my money? How about both, please? I mean, what? Huh? Seriously, hold on.
I'm sorry.
It's no use. I feel like if I start panicking, the situation is going to get even worse. Alright, I should just calm down first. Hey, Mikan, I just want to talk to you normally. Talk? Today is such a beautiful day. Yeah. And then he just got, like, very hard. He was like, whoa, I was not expecting such a... I'm sorry. Should I take off my clothes? Seriously, you don't have to do anything like that. How about you do that like 4 more FTs from now? This is troubling. Guess I should start talking to Mikan about something she might get excited about. Favorite type of guy would be funny. Favorite type of pizza, I can't imagine that conversation. Mikan, what type of bandage do you like the most? Did she ever make that sound in the main game? Eep, that was like an eep. Bandage? Let's see, there are a lot of different types these days. It's extremely convenient because there are water tube types and sticky types. But I definitely like non-elastic types the best. They're not too constricting, but they still firmly secure wounds. I'm glad, looks like she's getting into the conversation. Sorry, I went ahead and started talking on my own. Don't worry about it, I'm the one who asked anyway. Also, I feel like I got to know you a little more. Really? Then let's call it a day for now.
Hajime!
Oh, hit us with the Hajime.
Yes?
It's not too much trouble for you. I would like to talk to you again. It's been a while since anyone talked to me like this, so... Of course, anytime.
Thank you very much.
Aww. We decided to go our separate ways for now. But for some reason, I feel like Mikan was staring at my back a little too long. She's not a bad person, but I don't really know how to communicate with her that well. Interesting. So that's pretty much all basic Mikan stuff that we've seen.
Amazing!
Yeah, Nagito's nutting. Da 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 do, da 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 do, da. Hey 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 hey! All right, let's go talk to Mikan some more. I would like to do many things with Mikan. What's going to happen to us now? Oh, this is the same thing. Yeah. Did I never look at... I feel like I did, it just didn't. Now I gotta look at Kazuichi's. Kazuichi's favorite trunks, a popular brand among mechanical men due to its Repair the Now, Create the Now ad campaign. Kind of feeling shines through the colorful design. Fair enough. Just got 2 to go. It's gonna be Byakuya and Mikan's. Very curious to see Mikan's for sure. Not as much for Ultimate Imposter. For me?
Thank you very much.
It's been a while since anyone gave me something for free. I'm so happy. Thank you, Hajime. This is bad. If this silence goes on any longer... Did I do something wrong again? Seriously, you didn't do anything. I already told you I just want to talk to you normally. I see. I'm glad. If you would like to talk, I don't really know what everyone likes yet. Well, there might be lots of things I'm not good at doing, but I'll do anything, so please let me know. Do anything? Of course I'll do anything! Hey, I don't think you should say something like that so freely. Why? I mean, before we even arrived here, everyone else didn't seem to mind. For fun. I tried eating strange bugs, and I let them use my body when there wasn't anything else to write on. Okay, that could have been worse. Depends on what they're writing. If they're writing, like, very derogatory things, I mean, that could be kinky, but you probably would be into it. You do like ball gags, after all. Let's be real with ourselves, Mikan, but... Also, I had to be responsible for debts and be the target for dart games, so... I'm pretty useful, you know? Hey, that doesn't sound like a joke at all. How can you be smiling when you were forced to do stuff like that? Do you actually enjoy it? Obviously, I don't want to do that stuff at all, but if it makes everyone not hate me and smile at me, then it's much better. Damn, that's rough, girl. For some reason, I feel this profound concern, as we all should. Why is she like this? Hajime? Would you like to try it out, too? Doodling is very fun. Please draw on me wherever you like.
Well...
Also, I'm good at pretending to be a pig. Oh my god, it just gets sussier and sussier. Oh, man. Just imagine when she becomes a demonic badass that's also a simp for Junko. Like, we all became simps for Junko, which just is so... I need to see that so badly. I need to see their, despair forms. Holy shit. I'll do it. I'll do it right now.
No!
Just please don't look at me like that. Sorry. For now, let's talk again later. You need to calm down. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry. I'll make sure to get it right. I'll make sure I get it right the next time. So please talk to me again. I beg of you. Sure, I promise. So I'll see you later, alright? Yes, I'll be waiting. Forever. It's like I ran away or something, but I should definitely try to talk to her properly next time around. Big oof. I returned to my room, but I felt like Mikan was still watching me from somewhere. Forever. God. It makes me very happy that there was a yandere version of her, though. Holy crap. Thank God. Like, the only way this would be worthwhile is if she just eventually flips it around on you. Let's be honest. Don't try to deny it. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Hey, 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 hey! All right, time for another FT with Mikan. So far, we really haven't gotten much of anywhere. I mean, this is all stuff that we kind of already knew about Mikan, but it has been pretty funny. About before. Doesn't really matter. I'm sorry I had a weird attitude, too.
I'm sorry.
You didn't do anything wrong. It was my fault. That's definitely it. Well, I'm trying to say it was my fault, so... Hajime, you look pale. Huh? Really? Yes, your blood circulation looks worse than usual. Have you been eating breakfast? Have you been getting enough sleep? Well, I've been eating somewhat, but I guess I'm not getting enough sleep.
Well...
I understand you can't help it since we're in this situation. But try to avoid consuming any stimulants before you sleep. Take deep breaths and do some light stretching. Little things like that should help with the quality of your sleep. If you don't get enough sleep, it can weaken your immune system and lead to various illnesses. So please be careful. Also, is something the matter? No, I'm just a little surprised. I forgot to get a hold of myself again.
I'm sorry.
I'm terribly sorry. I'm terribly sorry. You're wrong. You're amazing. As expected of the ultimate nurse. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just skilled at reading people's faces. I've been like this ever since I was young. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Now we're finally getting somewhere with Mikan. I would get beaten up at school and at home a lot. I love how I say we're getting somewhere and then I click the next line. It's like, fuck. Since nobody would treat me when I was hurt, I just did it myself and eventually I got good at it. Jesus Christ. That's it, really? But I think you have an amazing talent for helping people. I mean, even now, you noticed right away that I wasn't feeling well, right? So, thank you for caring about me. I always treated myself for my own sake, but one day I realized something. Sick people and injured people are weaker than me. Wow, that's rough. And like that's like a really, I mean, I was making jokes almost about like the masochism and like the yandere thing, but that's actually like, it's like reverse Stockholm syndrome almost. It's like she falls in love with people that she can care for, purely based on like a weird like power dynamic, because she always feels so weak, so helpless, so powerless. Huh?
Well...
I mean, if you ignore a sick or injured person, they won't be able to endure the pain. And if worse comes to worse, they could even die, right? But if I know the proper way to treat them, that means my words are absolute. Yeah, which means they'll need me. They'll depend on me completely. Oh my god! This girl's such a yandere. What the fuck? That's why I can't leave the sick and the injured alone. So even there, it's like a selfish reason of sorts, which is crazy. Man, this girl's just had such a rough upbringing, and it's really made her fucked in the head. And because they always listen to what I say. I thought I was slowly starting to understand Mikan little by little, but I guess I was completely wrong. Hajime, I said something unnecessary again.
I'm sorry.
Do you want me to buy you something to drink? Sure, why not? I know, I'm also really good at imitating a sea turtle when she's about to lay eggs. Excuse me? No, you really don't have to do that. Oh my god, that's so cute. Huh? Why? If you don't feel well, I'll take care of you with all my might, even better than All Might. If you didn't know, he's a registered nurse. No, I'm fine. In fact, I'm feeling really energetic all of a sudden. That would actually be really funny. I could imagine Nurse fucking My Hero Academia, but just them just being like doctors and nurses and shit. I could totally imagine All Might being a registered nurse. That feels like it should be canon. Really? That's great to hear. If I show her any weakness, it'll be the end of me. That is kind of the funny thing, to be honest. Yeah, immediately it flips very fast. I kept talking to Mikan and avoided talking about illnesses. I was exhausted when I got back to my room. Alright, so it must be 50 days then. Where are we on Mikan? I just want to check to make sure if there's... Okay, we still have 2 stars left. Because I want the last thing I give her to be the gag, the ball gag, because that's just funny as fuck. Alright, here we go. Talking with Mikan one more time, and then we have the big one coming after that. What else can we learn about her? For me?
Thank you very much.
Are you gonna talk to me again today? Mikan must be slowly opening up to me if she's actually asking me that. Regardless, I still feel nervous trying to think of something to talk to her about.
I'm sorry.
I lost control of myself and said whatever I wanted. No, it's fine. Asking someone if they want to talk is totally normal. It actually makes you seem like more of a person than you normally do. But you were making a face like there's nothing to talk to her about. Did you forget? I already told you how well I read faces, you dum-dum. She's pretty perceptive. Changing the subject probably won't work on her. Just as I thought, I'm a nuisance. No, it's true. I was wondering about what to talk to you about, but I wasn't bothered by that or anything. Besides, if I thought you were a nuisance, I never would have talked to you from the start. Damn, hitting her with the real truth there, the truth bomb, she's gonna be like, wait, that doesn't compute!
Well...
No one has ever said that to me before. Thank you very much. I'm glad. Looks like she finally understands what I was trying to say. Can I ask you about something? I don't mind. Hajime, did you like school? You mean before I entered Hope Speak Academy? Let's see, I didn't really like it or hate it. Well, actually, I don't think I liked it all that much. I feel the same way. This is my first time feeling things like fun. I felt that for the first time after I met you all. Well, right now we're not really at school. Even so, we're all working together and focusing on the same goal. For the first time, I learned that is very fun. Hajime, I'm glad I came to this island. Because we're in this situation, everyone is finally acknowledging me. And I finally feel useful. Thanks to this irrational, hopeless, dangerous situation. Never thought I'd meet someone who actually thought about her situation like that. In the end, it was what you guys kind of needed. Sort of. It's even sadder, though, when you think specifically of Mikan and the way that she went out. But again, given the way the game ended, we actually still might see all of them again. Who knows? Hey, Hajime? Do you know where you should target someone if you want to effectively torture them? What the hell? Holy crap! Wow, somehow I was the one that went calmer in the response. I hit the what the hell, Hajime hit the what the fuck. Normally I would say what the fuck and Hajime would say what the hell. Wow. Holy crap. Holy crap. I know they censored it, but that still might have been the most well-timed what the fuck. Like, that was so fucking good. Holy shit. She just casually brings out, hey, Hajime, you know the best way to effectively torture someone? And then he's just like, what the fuck? That was goated. Holy shit. Looks like I really have to answer this. I think the answer is I don't know. There's no way I'd know that. It's simple. You can target anywhere, really. As long as you avoid fatal areas like the head and stomach. Yeah, I was gonna say, those seem like, yeah. There are areas that aren't fatal, but still very painful, such as the shoulders and back. Your knees can be.
Well,
You can punch and kick those areas, or even put a cigarette out on them. Yeah. Repeatedly. Over and over. Right now, at this very moment, nobody is trying to do that to me. Aww. Because of that, this place feels like heaven to me. Jesus Christ, what was up with your parents? Because, or whatever your home situation was, because you were talking about home not being good either. Mikan. Hajime, this is the first time I've ever talked about my feelings like this with someone, so please don't hate me. I won't. There's no way I'll hate you.
thank you very much.
It's not your fault. It's not Mikan's fault. That's definitely for certain. No matter what anyone says, there's no denying it. As I watched Mikan smile, I kept telling myself that over and over in my mind. Yeah, you can see how easy she would have been to manipulate for Junko. I feel like Mikan would have probably been the easiest. Kazuichi, I definitely see it. I feel like Nekomaru feels like he would have been the most difficult out of them. I could definitely see it. Obviously, we know about Hajime's backstory a bit from what was explained in the 6th chapter and all that. But it's interesting to think about, like, the different ways in which Junko would have been able to manipulate them. Like, I could, based on what we know of their characters from, like, pre-Junko, which would have been what we basically see in this game. Yeah, as I saw Mikan smile, I kept telling myself that over and over again. I don't think I actually said that, so. Alright. Damn. You're like, damn, somehow I still have not gotten that pussy, even though she literally, like, asked to get naked, like, damn near every time I talk to her. Low-key. You're gonna do that twice as much today, huh, hey, Yoko? Alright. Jabba salad. I mean, I don't really want to eat Jabba the Hutt, but salad sounds pretty good right now. Probably eat something after this is done. I mean, it's like 2:30 in the morning right now. I'm recording this immediately after recording the Suki Monogatari video that'll go up a few days before this. So I've been recording for a while. Alright, time for the final FTE with Mikan. This should be pretty interesting, honestly. Where is Byakuya, by the way? I just wanna... Okay, oh, he's right there. Oh, that's perfect. That works out. I would like to do many things with Mikan, but actually I'd prefer her to do them to me because she's got those yandere vibes. Sure. There it is, the gag ball. Oh, yes, it is so okay. We could use it on you, or you could use it on me. Whichever you prefer, girl.
Yeah.
I know, I kind of agree. I honestly, the sentiment's mutual. Again, the sentiment's mutual. Her silence seems different than usual. She looks like she's staring into space. Hey, Mikan, is something wrong? Hajime, when did you... I've been talking to you for a while now. Really? I'm so sorry for saying something so rude. You're mad, right? You normally get mad right now, right? No, there's no way I'd get mad about something like this. Is that normal? Why? Why isn't anyone pouring water on me or throwing mud at me? Does everyone hate me or something? Is that why everyone isn't doing anything to me? You're still talking like that. It's not like that. Everyone isn't doing anything to you because they don't hate you. That doesn't that mean that they actually don't care whether I exist or not? Nobody cares about me. God, her sense of reality is so warped and it's so sad. Maybe what scares Mikan the most isn't violence or being hated, just being forgotten. Maybe it's when nobody is interested in her at all. Yeah, in a sense, she is kind of looking for attention. In a sense, that does line up with her freaking falling and giving us the fan service moments and shit. I see. So that's what Mikan has been trying to avoid. That's why Mikan has been trying to avoid that no matter what. And it also lines up with her whole thing where she gets to be, when she's in control, she's like the central focus because you're sick or injured. You can't really do anything without her, so. I can't believe I finally realized that. What's wrong with me? Hey Mikan, of course everyone cares about you. Because you're uniquely you, that's for sure. Holy fuck. Stop looking at people's faces all the time and try looking at yourself more. Take a step back and pay more attention to your surroundings and to yourself. That also makes sense. She's always looking at people's faces, so she's not paying enough attention. She falls all the time. Because you're just like everyone else. You're our friend. Friend? Me and everyone else? Is that even possible? That's what I believe. You don't believe me?
Yes.
No, of course I do. Thank you very much. I want to believe in you.
Because you are the person who has forgiven me.
Oh my god, that line. Oh my god, that line. And this is where Hajime becomes Mikan's Junko. Holy fuck. I know it's difficult to change all at once, but I really want her to change little by little. But instead of in like the most like sus like Junko way possible of like saving her by corrupting her, Hajime is saving her by just saving her like regularly. That's what I felt when I looked at Mikan's smile. I feel a strong bond between Mikan and myself. If possible, I want to watch over her just a little longer, even after we leave this island. In a sense, you got your wish. I mean, technically, you're still on the island. You're on the real island. But you are watching over her now, along with the others. Because it's not Mikan's fault at all, and that's true. In a sense, you got your wish there, Hajime. Hello, nurse! Silent massage. Alright. We'll have to see what they say about her panties. That was an enjoyable conversation with Mikan. I agree. Holy crap, we're down to the final.
I can't stop drooling.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, he's feeling very good, I agree. That is one way of putting it. We're gonna save. Boom. And then, yeah, we're also gonna look at Mikan's report card. There she is. Alright, so that was Mikan's free time events, and they were interesting to say the least. I mean, we got a little more insight into just how horrible her life was prior to the events, well, I guess prior to her coming to Hope Peak Academy, and then obviously at that point being seduced by Junko, literally and figuratively it seems. And at that point, moving further from there, the events of Danganronpa 2. And it's really interesting because with Mikan, with Mikan, she's in this position. She's trying to find any way to have your attention and to be useful, because all she's ever been used for, the only time she's ever been of attention is when she's been getting beaten or tortured or treated like dirt in some form or another. And she relates that, in her mind, the only way she could even be ever be focused on is in those scenarios. And of course, that's the thing. You're our friend, and I want to take care of you from now on. And that was the moment where, you know, when we finally got to that moment where Hajime said that to Mikan, that was essentially the moment where Hajime, again, forgave her. And in that becomes the moment where, you know, Hajime kind of becomes Mikan's everything, in the same way that Junko was Mikan's everything in the pre-Danganronpa 2 situation, where, like, before they went into the Neo World program and everything happened in the game. Good stuff, though. And as you see, there are a lot of gold. There's only one potato left. It's time for Byakuya, but before that, let's look at Mikan's panties. Mikan's favorite panties. She often gets the wrong size, so these are a little small. Yeah, I guess we've actually seen them before. That's kind of funny. Seems like a thing she does intentionally, though, for being completely honest. And Demon Teru over there. Hey, 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 hey! We only have one more person left to hang out with, and I'm really looking forward to this one. I've saved him for last, but it's time for Byakuya Togami / Ultimate Imposter.
Very strange.
Who in the world organized this farce? Even if I wanted to think about it, there aren't enough clues. All this thinking is making me hungry. Let's have a small meal, come. I'll just eat an entire turkey. I spent time with Byakuya today watching him eat an obscene amount of food. Looks like Byakuya let me get a little closer to him. Usually I wouldn't pay attention to such an obvious attempt at currying favor.
Rejoice.
But this item has significant value. In my mind, your stock has increased tremendously. Hey, Hajime, let me ask you one thing. Huh? Me? I don't really mind, but there's something I've been wondering for a while, and I'd like to purge that question from my mind.
Listen.
So let me ask you, what is your body fat percentage? Huh? Well, I don't really know the exact number. I've never had it checked before.
What?
Never had it checked before.
This can't be!
Are you saying you have no intention of understanding the ratio of fat stored within you? I swear, this is why I dislike commoners. For some reason, Byakuya's mood seems abnormal. I'm starting to think I've actually done something wrong.
I see.
However, just by looking at you, I'd say that you're a 9, no, maybe an 8. Regardless, it's probably around 1 digit. Be grateful if this is a tropical island. If you were somewhere less hospitable, you'd freeze to death. I see. Anyway, you still can't remember what your talent is? Yeah, not yet.
Don't worry.
I see. However, there is no need for you to be depressed about it. Huh? What's with that face? Nothing. I just thought I was gonna get yelled at again. How foolish. Do you really think I'd get mad about something like that? A person like me has a responsibility to watch over you weaklings. Besides, as long as I'm here, it doesn't matter what your talent is.
In the name of my family.
As long as Byakuya Togami is in charge, you will all know peace. I see. His personality is so overwhelming. The Kogami Corporation is famous worldwide, but it will grow even more rapidly under my command. You should feel lucky that someone as talented as me is here.
Listen.
Just believe in me. If you do, everything will turn out fine. I don't really understand, but he's extremely confident. So this is Byakuya Togami, the ultimate affluent progeny. Just make sure you don't get in my way. A commoner should know their place and stay put.
Goodbye.
However, if there's anything troubling you, I don't mind if you rely on me. After saying that, Byakuya gallantly strolled away. He was being pretty condescending, but he doesn't seem like a bad guy. I feel like I got to know a little bit about Byakuya. Kind of? It's complicated, Hajime.
What? Everyone!
I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the last day, because 49 you get the day off, and then 50, because it's a day off, so we don't get another project. That
Very
makes sense.
strange.
Oh, time for another small meal with Byakuya. God, when he was eating all the food because of the skewers, that was like one of the funniest fucking scenes in all of Danganronpa so far. It was actually just goated.
Interesting.
You have quite a rare item there. Even a noble such as myself has never touched something like this. Interested. I assume it's supposed to be interesting. I'll be keeping this. The chicken in my hands is far tastier than the beef inside the freezer. Wow, a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. Huh? It's a German proverb. It means something inferior that's nearby is better than something good that's far away. But why would chicken be inferior to beef? Aren't there times when you'd obviously want to eat fried chicken instead of steak? Yeah. It's true, but what are we even talking about? I mean, is that even a real German proverb? I mean, steak, I do love me some steak, but fried chicken's sounds pretty fucking good too.
What are you thinking?
And furthermore, why is pork not even mentioned in this comparison? Is pig meat unattractive to Germans?
Why?
No, that's impossible. When you think of Germany, you think of sausage, and if you think of sausage, you're thinking of pig meat.
But that's...
What does this mean? What is this conspiracy? What in the world is he so worked up about? Hajime, do you know which meat is the most efficient source of energy?
Listen.
What meat contains the most vitamin B1 for converting glucose to energy? Byakuya is so serious, it's scaring me. I have no idea. How should I answer? I mean, if we were talking about convert glucose to energy, I'd assume it'd be fat. Like, which one has the most fat? Which, my gut would say pork, typically. Is it pork? Correct. The same amount of pork has 10 times the energy efficiency of other meats. Jesus Christ.
Listen.
Do you understand? 10 times. I get it already. What's your point already? Anyway.
Such ignorance.
There's only one thing I want to say to you. Hajime, become my assistant. Yo! He just says a bunch of food shit, but then he says like the same Byakuya shit. Huh?
Listen.
The situation surrounding us in this island is even more complicated than I had thought. Even if it's just a commoner's assistance, it's better than having nobody at all. But I don't even remember that much about myself. We didn't even know if I have a talent that would be useful to you, you know? Memory. Who cares about that? Huh?
So in other words...
Even if you don't have your memories, you're still you, right? You are able to live your own life. That is already enough. All you have to do is be yourself. As you stand before me, I will believe in your potential. But Byakuya... Also, what use is the past? I too was powerless in the past, but I'm different now. Throw away your past self, it's meaningless. Powerless? What's he talking about? Was Byakuya really powerless in the past? Anyway, think about my offer. More importantly, Hajime,
Listen.
do you like chicken or beef? For some reason, I still ended up discussing meat with Byakuya until I had heartburn. Anyway, what happened to Byakuya in the past? Very interesting. I mean, I like chicken and beef and pork for that matter. They're all good for like different things, kinda. They're all good, is the point. But I am definitely getting hungry, and I'm definitely gonna try to find something to eat before this is over. I feel like it's about to end after this FTE, which is why I saved there.
Very strange.
And talking to Ultimate Imposter Byakuya certainly helps in making me hungry.
That's fine.
Wow, okay. Sure, Byakuya.
What do you want?
And what did you want to talk to me about? Huh? I didn't say anything. I can tell just by looking at your face. You need my power, right? As a member of the Tagami family, I'm in a position to guide weaklings. No need to hold back. Come, try me. It's really interesting because Ultimate Imposter must have seen Byakuya and seen the person that he was at Hope's Peak and emulated him because he felt that by emulating Byakuya, he'd be in the best position to help others. If you insist, well, hold it. There's no need to say it since I already know. I share your dissatisfaction. No, I wasn't really trying to talk about my dissatisfaction.
Listen.
If I lived like a beast, I would not be dissatisfied living on this island. However, I'm a creature of intellect. I'm a modern person who lives in a new era. There's something important missing from this island. You should also know what that is, right? Something important missing from this island. Wait, why am I being quizzed all of a sudden? Of course, there are many things it could be, but I'm pretty sure Byakuya is talking about fast food. Is it gonna be fast food? Could it be fast food? That's right. Don't you think it's strange too? Despite all these facilities, why didn't they bother to build even one fast food location? McDonald's, Taco Bell, Jack in the Box, Wendy's, Burger King. Hell, I'll even take a Subway. Fucking whatever. I mean, actually, Jack in the Box. I don't know if Jack in the Box is even a. That might be a West Coast U.S. thing. That might even be a full U.S. thing. Carl's Jr., Hardee's. Like, come on. That's true, but I'm surprised. I never figured you were the type to eat junk food.
Such ignorance.
How foolish. Your shallow beliefs are typical of an ignorant commoner. You don't have to go that far.
Listen,
Do you know how much the body fat percentage of the upper class increases every year due to fast food? What? From Hollywood celebrities to presidents of industry. Even Bill Gates is fascinated by that clown with an afro. Shouts to Ronald. Also, it is common knowledge that many professional athletes eat an unbalanced diet. Damn, if only this island had some means of communication. I would have various fast food companies establish franchises here, including the Afro Clown, the bespectacled Kentucky Colonel, and the red-haired girl with pigtails. Alright, so he wants some McDonald's, KFC, and Wendy's. Sure. I don't really understand, but he's really passionate about this. I could go for one of those. Wendy's would be cool, but I'd have to drive there. I live close to a McDonald's. I might get some McDonald's in like 8 hours when they open for lunch. What's making him so driven? I just have like maybe a tuna sandwich or something for now. You will probably never understand. Huh? You always find the same things waiting for you wherever you go. You'll never know what a relief that truly is. For someone like you who has lived a fortunate life, you'll never understand. Fortunate? That sounds like I'm better off compared to Byakuya. Oh well. If there's anything worrying you, just let me know anytime. No need to hold back.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. With that, Byakuya left. But he totally didn't listen to what I wanted to talk to him about. More importantly, what did he mean that I'm more fortunate than he is? It's interesting because that actually lines up with like Byakuya's backstory, like real Byakuya's backstory in a sense. Of course, he's implying different things though. Alright, is this the final day? Yeah, holiday again. Yep. Nope. Nope. Oh, we get one more day. Cool. Are we literally going to be exactly 1 FTE off from finishing? That's going to be so funny. Wow.
Very strange.
Yeah, because we still have 3 more, right? Or do we only have 2 left? Oh, we have oh my god, did this work out to the day? Because we should, if it's in holiday, we should get 2 FTEs, which is exactly how many we need to finish. And then we'll get the end game where we, like, fail. And it's, oh my god, what are the odds of that? Holy shit. Usually I wouldn't pay attention to such an obvious attempt at currying favor.
Rejoice.
Yeah, sure.
Listen.
Listen well, there are 3 types of affluent progenies in the world. Despite their intellect, there are useless progenies who only have their smarts. Despite their good looks, there are useless progenies who only have their looks. But the one who is superior in both aspects is the most powerful affluent progeny of all. Byakuya Togami. I see. And I thought he was making a grand introduction, but no, he was just boasting.
Rejoice.
Hajime, I will tell you and only you the secret of how the Togami family has prospered. How they prospered? It is based on a special hereditary system. Wait, you know this? The head of the Togami family doesn't have a wife. He knows this. Instead, he has countless children with excellent women throughout the world. The children are forced to compete with one another, and who remains standing as the winner will become the next head of the Togami family. You mean the kids all have to fight each other?
That's right.
During my time, 108 of us, boys and girls, fought to become the next head of the Togami family. 108 people? Were they all your siblings? That's right, and we were ranked based on our strength. The most powerful, affluent progeny is gold. The one below that is silver. I was ranked the weakest of all, bronze.
Listen,
But in the end, I defeated every last one of them. I even defeated the affluent progeny of darkness.
listen.
And from there, I finally reached the top. We're actually getting a little bit of detail that we didn't even get with the real Byakuya. It was the first time in the history of the Togami family that a bronze won their way to the top. That's amazing. Well, it's not like I know if it's true, and it might not be entirely true. But if it really is true, I definitely would have run away at some point during the middle. It's the history of a battle that will continue for many ages. Isn't it horrifying? And now, Byakuya Togami is standing atop that history. How about it? Isn't it amazing? As expected of the Togami line, right? As expected of... Oh, is it supposed to be Hajime talking? As expected of Byakuya Togami, you mean? Compared to any other person, his was the most absolute existence I'd ever seen. Huh? Yeah, he's giving himself away! Oh shit. There's something strange about what he said just now. Hajime, if by any chance, if you could become anyone other than yourself, who would you want to be? Anyone other than myself? I've never thought about it before, but I'm definitely fine with who I am. Right now, I'm more focused on what I'm supposed to do. I see. That's perfectly fine, especially if that's the real you.
Goodbye.
That was quite a nice way to kill some time. After he said that, he turned and walked away. I was struck by how lonely he looked with his back to me. What did he mean by what he said just now? I feel like I'm starting to get to know Byakuya better, but I feel like something's missing. Even if it's impossible right now, there might be a day when Byakuya is able to tell me with his own words. Oh my god, I'm so hyped. And I imagine... Oh, and I'm so hyped for this last FTE. Oh my god. The final FTE of Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. Let's talk to the ultimate imposter. I feel like I gotta save one more time here. This is big. Literally, it's big. Here we go. Byakuya, let's talk. One last time.
Very strange.
Although, not the last time. Well, you maybe, but I get the feeling we'll get to see my Byakuya again. Although, honestly, we might get to see you too. Holy shit, I'm hyped. Here we go. One more time.
Rejoice.
Nice. Hey, Byakuya, I've been wondering about this for a while now. What you said earlier, what did that mean? That whole bit about the real you. Hajime, what do you think of me? Huh?
So, in other words,
Do you like me? Whoa, what are you talking about?
what?
I'm just asking if you like me or hate me. It's a simple yes or no question. But I don't know how to answer that when you spring it on me so suddenly. Byakuya looks serious. It's as if he's being backed into a corner. It almost feels like he won't forgive me unless I say something. That doesn't mean I should just tell him the truth. What do I need to say to make Byakuya understand?
Come on.
Man, I was hoping we'd get something funnier out of the other answers. If I have to choose between liking you and hating you, then, well, I don't hate you. I definitely consider you a friend, and there's no way I could ever imitate your leadership. Imitate. The truth is, I think you're amazing. I see. Byakuya seems a little relieved. But what's with him? I feel like he's not his usual self. Such a hesitant, no, kind answer. As expected of you. That's how you feel about Byakuya Togami, right? What if I wasn't a Togami? What if I never had my birthright, my name, or my ability? What if I was more handsome and more disagreeable? Wow, savage. Would you still feel the same way that you do right now? I don't know about that, but like Byakuya is speaking differently than usual. What does this mean?
In other words,
The exterior is very important. From a person's name and appearance, an impression is already being formed. Let me tell you an interesting story about a certain man.
listen.
This man was born with nothing. No name, no birth certificate, no family. He had nothing. He was nothing. Absolutely nothing at all. Do you understand? His existence was completely invisible. He was a person whose life had no meaning whatsoever. The only thing he had was a desire to live a normal life. So what did he do? What did he have to do in order to live? What did he have to do to have his existence acknowledged, to receive that affirmation? There was only one way. His only option was to become someone else. He had to lie to everyone. He had to lie to the entire world. Is he talking about himself? I mean, if he is, then the person in front of me isn't the real Byakuya Togami? No. Even if he's telling the truth, it's not like I know the real Byakuya Togami. All I know is, Byakuya, I don't know how you're gonna take this, but the only Byakuya Togami I know is the person standing right in front of me.
What did you say?
Hajime, you...
Thank you. I've always wanted someone to say that to me.
Wow. I see. So I'm really here. I'm really here. Jesus, that's deep.
Listen,
If by chance everything that's happening here is resolved safely, there's something I would like to tell you. I no longer want to lie anymore. Not to anyone. Not to anything. Not even to myself. I want to live as myself, the person standing before you right now. I've never told anyone this before, but I want you to hear what I need to say. Yeah, of course. But saying you like that, it's kind of weird. The Byakuya I know always says you in a condescending way, right?
what?
Huh? You're right. You're absolutely right.
I see.
The Byakuya you know. Huh? For some reason, the expression on Byakuya's face at that moment was different than any I'd seen before. I finally feel a strong bond between Byakuya and me. All I can do now is wait until Byakuya is ready to tell me everything. In order for that to happen, we need to get off this island soon. Completely lost track of time as I discussed our future course of action with Byakuya. Strangely enough, we were making jokes with each other too. That was a really good ending. The game hungers for seconds and thirds, and also Mr. Congeniality. Sting, huh? Wow. Oh, Byakuya. Even in the main game and even in the side stuff, in the end, in both cases, you never got to tell us the truth. You never got to tell us what you wanted to tell us. Even if we had pretty much figured it out by the end of the FTEs. The Ultimate Imposter. Character very in theme with the idea behind the whole lack of an identity and that whole, and going into the whole concept of really being here, really existing, and that affirmation. Weirdly enough, it actually worked out really well that I did this order for them while my controller decides to stop working. Okay, I'm actually gonna... I didn't unplug. There we go. Oh, yeah? Yeah, there we go. Is that Byakuya? Oh, come on. There we go. Byakuya is a lot like Mikan in a lot of ways. Both of them are looking for a sense of purpose, a sense of reality, that they really exist in a sense. I mean, it's different. Like, that's what it is for Byakuya. But in both cases, they're just looking for someone to truly see them. And obviously, it takes different forms between Mikan and the Ultimate Imposter. But in both cases, there's a common thread there. And I think it's something that, to a lesser extent, is a common thread with all of these characters, is a desire to be seen, a desire to have that kind of connection with others. I say, as my controller is just being super sussy now, but it's been pretty good for this video otherwise. But I really enjoyed these FTEs. Getting to know these 15 potatoes a little bit more has been a blast. Obviously, we did some of it in the main game, but wrapping this up in this video and the previous 2 videos on Danganronpa 2, it's been a whole hell of a lot of fun, and I've really enjoyed it. And I hope you guys have enjoyed my thoughts on them. Like I said, these videos aren't super entertaining. There's not really a lot that I have to say, but I try to add a little bit of insight into my thoughts on the FTEs and just generally get through these, because now we are officially done with Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. So next Friday, after I get back from my trip, I'll be doing I'll make a Danganronpa 1+2 retrospective video, which will probably be like, I'm just guessing, I think it's, whoa, what the fuck? Okay. I'm just guessing, but I think it'll be like, maybe like an hour long. It might not even be that long, but I think it'll be a pretty long discussion. I have a lot of general things that I want to talk about. I don't think I'm going to script it or anything, and I don't think I'm going to make any edits. I think I'm just going to talk with face cam, so if you guys don't watch my other videos, it'll probably be a rare occurrence to see my face, but and just discuss my feelings on this franchise so far, my thoughts on the first 2 games, and some things that I might hopefully potentially be looking forward to as well with the future content that I'll be reading, watching, and playing, because there's 2 more video games to play. There's another episode and V3. There's the Danganronpa 3 anime and related content, and then there's some of the other content that I'm going to read, like the Danganronpa 0 and the Danganronpa If story, and I don't know if there's anything else I'm doing, but I know I'm doing Danganronpa 0, I'm doing the If story, I'm doing, and I don't even know the order off the top of my head, but I'm doing UDG, I'm doing V3, I'm doing the anime, lots of stuff. The list and order is on my playlist. If you go into my Danganronpa playlist, you can see the order that I'm doing stuff. And my controller continues to be stupid, so yeah, let's boop boop boop. Nice. Maybe that'll help. All right. Well, that's, oh my god, Jesus. So that's been a lot of fun. So yeah, let's see if there's anything in this ending. Everyone, today is the last night of the school trip. You've all worked very hard these past 50 days. I'm very sad to think that we'll be saying goodbye tomorrow. Will we even be able to safely say goodbye to each other? God, this controller sucks. Okay, anyway, make sure you prepare for tomorrow and get plenty of rest. Good night. Alright, I'm just using my, potato, my other deal, my Mouse. That morning, Usami looked at each of our faces and nodded softly. Just by that, we immediately knew that the time had come. We had finally completed the 50 days, and we were finally going to go home. I guess we should say goodbye to this island now. It's strange. Our time here felt a little too long and a little too short.
Yep.
Yeah, it was like a normal school trip. Though I don't think this can really be called normal.
You serious?
Isn't this what a normal school trip is supposed to be like?
Damn it!
You tricked us. No wonder I thought it was so lame. No. A normal school trip is even lamer.
I see.
You're right. School trips don't normally abduct students and force them to survive on a tropical island. Who cares about the details? I mean, it was super fun. You're right. I had a lot of fun, too.
Hey!
Why are you stealing my line? I was just about to say that. Stupid whore.
Yeah.
There. Don't cry. It doesn't matter. That's right. Stop fighting. Come, look at my loins and be at peace.
Yes.
After all, Teru's tenderloins can only be useful in situations like this. Personally, I'm disappointed. I'm still here and you're all still here. Nobody died.
Sheesh!
You're still acting all depressed? You should just be honest and admit you had fun.
This, too, must be the will of causality.
An ending with no missing parts. However, I guess this is just one ending of many. Yeah, in a sense. It's like everyone had something they wanted to say, but right now we all feel the same way. Our life here was just really fun. The fun was probably something we really needed right now.
Hey,
Hajime, just what were the hope fragments anyway?
you...
What do you think we really obtained on this island? And yeah, that's a deeper thing because it's Chiaki specifically asking this. What did we really obtain here? See if my controller will work now. Of course not. Oh my god, this stupid thing. Trying to get... Okay. Come on, controller, you can do this. It's probably... Oh, and these are all good answers. But it's supposed to be a bond. Treasure's funny. It's definitely a bond, right? A connection between people. Something like that. So you say the chain that links yourself is hope. But beyond that chain is someone else. A light that can shine on any darkness. The bonds between people contain hope?
I see.
If so, hope is easier and simpler than I thought. Even if your life is filled with unforeseeable bad luck, as long as we have this bond, we're all better off. Wow. In these past several days, 50, each and every one of us has obtained something. Before we came here, we all felt like we were alone in this world. We all felt like we could do anything on our own. But we didn't realize that that path only leads to despair. Damn. We were brought to this island, and as we look back, we realized that we weren't alone. As long as we hold someone's hand, despair wanes. If it's not possible with 2 people, do it with 3. If that's not possible, then even more. And now, we stand here today without losing a single person. It looks like everyone was able to find their own hope.
I'm glad.
Everyone. Really.
Huh?
What? You sound like you're not part of this. You're included in that everyone, you know?
Honestly.
You spent this time together with us. No matter what happens, that will never change. Ever. And that's some real shit, Peko. You were part of this, Chiaki. That's right. We definitely gotta throw a reunion party soon. A reunion party for a school trip? Wouldn't it be more like a launch party?
Wow!
I have never experienced either of those. We should definitely do both of them.
Leave it to me.
Then make sure you guys tell me what you like to eat. I'll make sure to cook it with gusto. As long as it's edible, I'm fine with anything.
Hey, hey, hey!
Man, you guys are too hasty. You're right. The first thing we all need to do is go back. Back to where we belong. That's right. We have to go back to our daily lives filled with school, studying, exams, fights, walks, train rides, lectures, and more. Together with everyone here, with renewed hope and maybe even a little despair, everyone is going to start their lives once again. What are we going to do? I want to soak up some sun and it just ends like that? Yes, it does. Okay. And that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and anyone else that might be watching this lovely video, was Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair, Island Mode, the FTs. We've wrapped it all up, and it worked out. It literally could not have timed out any better. We have finished Danganronpa 2. There is a novel that we will be eventually reading. So that'll be fun. What does that say? The Button of Hope and the Tragic Warriors of Despair. That sounds pretty cool. But, regardless, we have finished Danganronpa 2. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that awesome? Holy crap. I mean, we technically finished it a while ago, really, but now we are completely done with this game. And, you know, we might be reading the novel through it again when we do the If story, but relatively speaking, we are completely done with this game. I had such a blast. It was a bit of a grind getting through all the FTEs, admittedly, but as far as the main game goes, I enjoyed it more than the first one. I think Danganronpa 2 is better than Danganronpa 1. And I feel like Danganronpa 2, even though we still have more juice in the tank with this storyline potentially, I feel like Danganronpa 2 felt a lot more conclusive. Danganronpa 2 was a cliffhanger, it was a cuck ending, and Danganronpa 2 I feel like really brought it together, whereas I'm actually, unlike when I finished the first game, I actually feel satisfied with where we've left off with Danganronpa 2. And so I feel a lot better in leaving Danganronpa for a while, you know, starting to work on catching up to my favorite video game series of all time, Ace Attorney. But of course, once after Ace Attorney 6, we're coming right back to Danganronpa, and we have a bunch of fun stuff that we'll be going through in the next run of Danganronpa, the second run of Danganronpa, of course. So we will be going through a bunch of different Danganronpa content, and eventually taking another break. But basically, when we return to Danganronpa, I'm basically going to do everything except V3. We're going to go through, we're going to play the game, the Another Episode game, we're going to watch the Danganronpa 3 anime, and we're going to go through a bunch of reading materials. So we're going to be doing a bunch of videos on Danganronpa when it returns, and we'll basically continue to do it, like, you know, probably, you know, once a week or in a rotation or however I decide to do it. But we'll continue doing Danganronpa until the last thing we'll do is the Danganronpa 3 anime. That'll be like the ending, and then we'll take another break, and then when we return from that break, we'll do Danganronpa V3, which I understand is a really long game, so that'll kind of be its own thing. But we're gonna do all the, basically all the stuff in between this game and Danganronpa V3 is what we'll do in the next run of Danganronpa. So that's something that you have to look forward to in the future. I don't know how long it'll be before we return to Danganronpa. The general plan is for me to play Ace Attorney 6, and then after that, I'll probably jump back into Danganronpa, because at that point, it will have been probably quite a while. But I'm not entirely sure, so we'll see how it goes, but it will probably be something like that, generally speaking. Because, like, that's the thing. I don't know if I'm immediately starting Ace Attorney 6 after this. Well, I mean, next Friday will be my retrospective video, but I don't know if the following Friday will be the beginning of Ace Attorney 6 or if there'll be a little break. It might be a similar thing, but yeah, so that's the plan for Danganronpa. Again, if you're a fan of Ace Attorney, I'm a massive fan of Ace Attorney. I've played all of the Ace Attorney games except for Ace Attorney 6 and the Great Ace Attorney 1 and 2, which I will be playing on the channel. Those games. Ace Attorney 6 is coming soon, and Great Ace Attorney 1 will be sometime after I do all the Danganronpa stuff. Besides V3, and Great Ace Attorney 2 will be after V3, so I will be playing those games eventually on the channel as well, which I really can't wait for. And I'm just really excited to move to other things, but also to return to Danganronpa when we do. And I think it'll be really interesting because my second experience, my second run through Danganronpa will be a lot of reading, and we'll get anime reactions, which is obviously more up my alley than playing video games, because these Let's Plays of Danganronpa 1 and Danganronpa 2 have essentially been my first foray into Let's Plays, at least properly. And it's been so much fun, and you guys have really supported the videos. You guys have really enjoyed the content, and I've been so happy to give it to you, and I'm so happy that you guys have enjoyed the content as much as you had. It's been such a blast playing these games, and I look forward to playing other stuff. Not just stuff related to Danganronpa, but actually touching other franchises again. One of the main reasons I wanted to play this series is because I knew that it was similar to Ace Attorney, which is my favorite series, my favorite game series, and the fact that I'll be able to share my love of Ace Attorney with people on the channel is going to be awesome. And I imagine I actually know, even though I'd never played Danganronpa prior to these games, I know there's a lot of joint fandom. There's a lot of shared fandom between Danganronpa and Ace Attorney, so I imagine a lot of you will be back for those Let's Plays, and I can't wait to get back into Danganronpa as well, and I can't wait to play other stuff. You know, again, I'm mainly looking primarily at visual novels, even though I'm not ruling anything out eventually, but I can't wait to jump into other games. I have a lot of games that I really want to check out on this channel and share with you guys that I think would be really fun, and yeah, those are things for the future, but for the time being, I think we shouldn't waste any more time. So if you guys want to support the channel, check out the Patreon down below in the description. There's also the Super Thanks thing, which I still don't even fully know how that works. I think it's just you click it and just pick an amount of money and you get like a special comment. I'm pretty sure that's how that works, but it should be active on my videos now, so you should be able to do that. And then Discord server if you want to hang out there. You know the drill, down below in the description. But yeah, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, those of you who have not yet decided, without any further ado, it's time for me to bid you adieu. The Flaming Shark and Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair with the island mode as well. It's all signing out. Hope you guys have a wonderful, fantastical day, and I'll see you next time with another video. Thanks for watching. Peace.